Is the Netflix film Point Blank a buddy cop movie? A heist movie? An interesting bit of cinema? No, but it does have some entertaining moments. Anthony Mackie, Frank Grillo, and Marcia Harden star in this Netflix original film. Mackie plays an ER nurse who is forced to team up with an injured criminal played by Grillo. And in order for Mackie to get his life back to normal, he has to go through with whatever Grillo says. This movie is pretty much a remake of a 2010 French movie called About Portent. I guess that's how I'm choosing to pronounce it. I don't really know if that's right or not. But I haven't seen that, but translated, at least on IMDb, they called it Point Blank. And even the writers of Point Blank, the Netflix film, are credited as part of this other French film. And one of the guys is actually the director of the French film. Did that make a whole lot of sense? Probably not. Now, the story itself is a bit stunted and terribly obvious. I mean, even so much so that the predictability is painful. Like, you just see everything that's coming pretty much right from the beginning of the film. One thing I really did like, though, is how Mackie plays kind of just an everyday guy. I mean, he's an ER nurse, but he's not some super tough guy who gets in a lot of fights or wins a lot of fights or anything like that. I mean, he's your regular dude thrust into a weird situation. And the way he reacts, for the most part, is pretty spot on. I mean, I could see myself reacting, at least in some parts of this, the way that he does. There are some parts towards the end where it's like, well, how did you learn how to do that all of a sudden in the span of an hour? But whatever. The one thing that this story does have going for it is that it's short. But that's also its weakness. I mean, they don't really spend a lot of time developing some of the characters and just even the plot itself. Like, the plot is pretty thin, and like I said before, it's really obvious. But I think we could have delved more into some of the characters, given us a little bit more depth, motivation for them, make us care a lot more about them, especially with what's going to happen to them. Now, as to be expected, because this is an action film, there are chase scenes. And you would think that, oh my gosh, okay, at least if you get some good explosions or you get some good just, chase and uptight and close shots, that maybe you could add to some excitement. But unfortunately, they start to do that, and then it all looks staged. The way that it's edited just really feels fake. You can tell like they're about ready to slam into a car, and then it changes shots and they're past the car already. And it's like, well, I didn't feel like I was in the car with them at that point. I wanted to go along for the ride. I mean, that's the one thing that this movie could have done really well, is immerse me in some action. I mean, if you're going to have a thin story, give me some good action. Look at Expendables. I mean, good grief, the movie is terrible. But it's so much fun to watch because it's just blowing crap up and everything. Now, I have a favorite character in the film, and it is this gangster guy called Big D. And I love it because he just doesn't fit. I mean, he's this hard guy who's got all kinds of just people around him, and I mean, they all do what he wants, and I guess maybe he's a drug dealer. He's at least a thug and a gangster. So regardless of what his end goals or what he does, he's not a great guy, but he's totally into cinema. And everything he does, all of his motivations, all of his speeches, everything have to do with filmmaking. And it really is funny because it didn't totally fit, and yet it somehow made sense. Point Blank is an easy watch because it's short and because you don't totally have to pay attention to figure out what's going on and just kind of track along with it. Now, there are, though, better things that you can stream on Netflix to spend your day. There's no sex or nudity, but there is plenty of profanity and violence. I give Point Blank 2.5 out of 5 couches. What is your favorite action movie? Let me know in the comments below. And as an aside, I don't normally talk about munchies, even though the channel is Movies and Munchies. Most of the time I end up eating all of my food before I get it on camera, and then it's just kind of pointless. And this isn't sponsored by any means, but have you ever heard of these Pop-Tart bites? I mean, these are insane. They're like crack. I'm not promoting drugs, not promoting drug use. YouTube, don't flag this channel or anything else or this video. They are just so good. It's like a Pop-Tart made into little things and then shoved in a bag. And so they're dangerous because you will just eat a ton of them. Again, not sponsored by Pop-Tarts. If you want to sponsor me, I'm totally down to get a whole bunch of these, because except my doctor is not going to like me because I will get fatter. If you enjoyed this review, please give it a like. Also, don't forget to share and subscribe. I'm Chris. This is Movies and Munchies. Thanks for couching with me. Do you see this? Look at that. I don't know if the camera can focus on that or not. It's like No, it's taking too long to focus. It's just delicious.